Welcome to 108 Gate. We are doing a feminine reading, and so that means we will have a masculine reading straight after this one. Feminine reading, the energies are coming in very prominently, very pronounced, very determined to state a suggestion, state a claim, state a opinion, an opinion, state a position, state something like a this has to be done in this particular way, not necessarily needing to give an explanation, but it's such a strong felt solution, a strong felt suggestion, that it's a matter of discerning who's trustworthy, who is trusting me, who is going to work with me, who's going to come and ask more questions, who's going to just laugh at me, who's going to actually support this idea. There's a lot around that kind of assessing who is in this current moment, around who's going to trust me to just get on with what I need to do, who's going to pull me back, who's going to help me go forward, that kind of vibe. The masculine energy just seems to be very quiet, watching, listening, observing and seeing where's the value in this, where's the function in this, what is the function, how does it function. So it's a very interesting dynamic. So here we go. Compassion. Tread a little more tenderly. So if you've had to over assert yourself or over explain things, over push a point because of not being heard or not being taken seriously or not being respected, this now is looking like there's a chance for it to be taken down a notch, taken down to another level of calm, another level of peace. Because as you do this assessment of who genuinely, sincerely is there for me, you will notice that they won't need that kind of assertive aggression, shall we say. It's not aggressive in being too much. It's just that at a certain time it may have been that it called for you, the situation called for you to be a bit more assertive, be a bit more proactive, a bit more determined, whereas now your approach can be more gentle, it can be more divine feminine like. So with that in mind, grounding into that energy, grounding into that peace and calm. And even as I'm talking, I'm feeling like the energy is requesting my voice calm down, my voice slow down. It's coming through from the it's like energies are trying to push through the third eye, but they can't get through if everything's being pushed. It has to be gently eased through. The information, the visions, the instinct, the intuition has to be flowing through. It can't be pushed through. Therefore, grounding into the current moment in a gentle, divine, feminine manner. If you've been working on that, amplifying more connection with the divine feminine energies, amplifying more connection of letting go of the distorted feminine influences and things like that. Wow. Right, I'm going to get the feminine cards to look deeper into where we're going with this. So the definite vibe is things are shifting and changing in your subconscious, in your unconscious, in your consciousness. At the moment I'm revising things around Freud. Any of you dig Freud, not dig Freud? At this point it's a matter of taking things from a disconnected, objective, observational stance. It's not a matter of do we agree or not. It's not a matter of as we're getting fresh ideas, we're getting fresh paradigms, we're getting fresh perspectives, fresh fresh concepts. So even if we agreed or disagreed with something in the past, some things may be coming back up to be reassessed. And I said reassessed. Excuse me. Sorry. I've had a very persistent cough for the last, I don't know how long. It's not that other thing. It's just, I don't know what it is. I think I'm just purging things from my throat chakra. Either way, it is what it is. Hence me choking quite a bit. So apologise for that. Anyway, it's quite fitting. The energy of, there you go. Things that, when you're looking at things from an old paradigm, an old perspective, the influences of others on you, as you're purging and creating space from those old ways of looking at things, some things are going to be coming back in to reassess how do you sit with it now. So it may have been that you before disagreed with something wholeheartedly, but you didn't have a objective perspective of it. So now it's giving a chance of some things that are useful, or some just basically being able to say, well, this is what I was connected with before, and now I'm not sure how I connect with it now. Just to kind of reaffirm, do I still agree with it? Do I still disagree with it? Do I now agree with it? Do I now disagree with it? Do I have a change of opinion? Can I see the value of that part but don't see the value of this part? I agree with this part but not this part. I think this is more of this, but yes, I can see where that can be that. So it's kind of seeing where it fits with you. You having evolved, you having done certain shifts and changes, and also ready to make further shifts and changes, quite significant ones at that. This is a great way to be provoking your consciousness, subconsciousness. The cards are flying around today. So interestingly, we have Moon and the Devil. Sorry about the glare. The Moon and the Devil coming out together, wanting some attention. The usual energy of the Moon is those things that are hidden, the emotional, not so transparent things. I'm kind of feeling like this is more of it's a subconscious thing, but it's not an unconscious thing. It's not a subconscious thing that can't be brought to the consciousness. It is more of the consciousness connecting with the subconsciousness and then bringing these things out, because some things have to be brought to an end. I'm going to say that again just to make it a bit more clearer. So this is not the subconsciousness, the unconsciousness that cannot be brought instantly to the consciousness. This is the subconsciousness, the pre-consciousness, that's going to be brought up to the consciousness, that can be brought to the consciousness, is there, ready, ripe to be brought into the conscious awareness, because some things need to come to an end, even if it's a disagreement or it's a certain judgment and you're not quite sure if you agree or not. For example, if you agree with something, this judgment is coming in with an energy of, if you agree and you still agree, then therefore you go into a deeper sense of commitment to that agreement. If you don't agree with an idea or a paradigm or a method or a practice or whatever it is, again, the death comes in. Any insecurities, any questions around it, any misjudgment around it is there coming up, so that you can be aligned deeper, you can be more committed to your choices and decisions that are aligned with you. So if in the past somebody said something and they could make you feel as if you're second guessing yourself, or you're not quite sure if you really do believe in this or believe in that, or if you're seeing that sometimes I believe in it but sometimes I don't, this is now going to be brought up so that you can have a wholehearted think about something, feel about something, and be more committed to it, therefore solidifying more so of who you are not, where you're aiming to go and where you're aiming to leave. Therefore, your resources will be better managed. You will be managing yourself with more decisiveness, assertiveness. You will be more refined on your path, in your path. You'll be refining your path. There you go. So, King of Wands. With those wands, there are going to be certain things you're going to have a wrestle with. So, what I mean by this is, and this is crystal clear. This part of the message is coming in crystal clear. You may have had beliefs in the past, and this is because your subconscious and unconsciousness is also being shifted because of the energy work you may be doing, because of the astrological alignments that are coming in. Even the deepest roots of self are going to be feeling this shift. Hence, us being in Scorpio energy at the moment of this reading. It makes sense that it's going to be going deep into the darkest places. And I don't mean dark as in like this dark. I mean, it's death, not devil, sorry. It's not this kind of thing. It's just literally going down to parts where you've never quite understood yourself before. Going to parts where you've not quite understood dynamics before. So the crystal clear part of this is when you have had a struggle, a conflict. So, for example, you have, I'm just going to say, this is very, very much an example. This is not a particular thing. This is for you to kind of just take it, and if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. If it does fit, then you can see how and where it fits and where. If, for example, you have a particular way structurally in your social group, your community, your family, or whatever it is, they do things in a particular way, they believe things in a particular way, they expect things to be in a particular way, and as a child or as a teen, as a younger version of yourself, you could see logically why it was true, why it was happening, but this kind of patriarchal, and I don't mean in a bad way, I just mean just generally the way it was ruled, the way it was governed, you could see why it was governed and ruled in a particular way. The family, the social construct, the community, you could see, but at the same time, it didn't quite fit with you in all aspects, or there were some parts that just did not fit with you at all, or you did not fit into it. So any of those things that created conflict within yourself and made you disloyal to yourself, made you feel ashamed of yourself, made you feel as though there was something wrong with you, made you feel like there was something you were missing and you weren't quite sure how to fit into that square, but you were a round peg, or the other way around, or you were a heart-shaped peg and it was just simply a triangle. Whatever it is, this conflict is going to come up, but this conflict is not going to come up in a way of being detrimental to yourself. This is now going to be illuminating those certain things in a way that you can bring peace to this conflict by being a little bit more compassionate with yourself and the other side, possibly more so yourself, and grounding into where you actually want your roots to be, not where you're told your roots need to be. So the illumination of this here will help the King of Wands to be practical and know that, yes, okay, so if for example, two tribes, they live nearby each other, they have that peaceful coexistence, cohabiting in a certain space, because it's like, right, we need a certain amount of this crop or whatever to sustain our family unit. We need this too, and then finding those solutions of like where it fits or it doesn't. If someone brings conflict back up towards you, the King of Wands function in this basically saying this conflict is either going to be resolved, but I, within myself, am not keeping this conflict going. Therefore, as it's illuminating where this conflict comes, you're going to find a way, or you will be shown a way to bring it to an end. Someone either has peace with you, brings peace to you, or it comes to an end. Because the King of Wands here feels very much so on guard of like, this conflict within me is not going to carry on any longer. I am not having this continue any longer. Therefore, protected. What's coming up? Is it able to bring a peaceful solution? Are we able to have a peaceful suggestion? Are we able to bring peace to these? Yes. Then okay. So the end to the conflict, or end to an inner conflict. Either way, the function of this is an ending to conflict within. I hope that made sense. It's really, really a deep energy. You might want to sit with it and come back with it. I don't know. Come back to it rather, because it's it really is going down, down, down. I can feel it going down into deeper scenarios. The intricacies of the interactions, the intricacies of the way things are happening, the way things happened that are not fully understood, or you didn't quite understand how to not be influenced by certain people in certain ways. It's going to be shown. You're going to be shown how to do certain things. I'm telling you now, don't expect it to be easy, but don't expect it to be difficult. Don't make it more difficult for yourself than it has to be, but also don't expect it to be just simple and easy. So just be in flow. Ground. Be gentle, be compassionate, and just let it just percolate as it's going to percolate. It's like you're going into a boat into the ocean. You're either going to have a storm or you're not. You don't quite know until you get into the boat and get into the ocean. So we're going to have this here, gratitude. Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll have one here, security. There you go. So I'm going to bring some more feminine cards in for that space, because it's a very, very groovy vibe, shall we say. Gratitude. So gratitude for having this opportunity for some conflicts to be resolved. Gratitude for knowing that you have built up certain defense mechanisms, that you don't have to be in defensive mode all the time, because you're learning now how to switch it off when it's not required. You're learning the security of it being there, if you need it, should you need it, knowing therefore it doesn't have to be like you're on guard all the time. You always got your stave, you've always got your wand, you've always got your baton, you've always got your defences. They're always there. It's in your hand. It's part of you. Most of you doing the work you possibly are doing have integrated this defence mechanism as a part of you, as opposed to being defensive all the time. You can sense things in a different level, on a different level. You're alert to it when it is triggered. You're alert to it when it props up. Doesn't mean you're living in that hypersensitive space that you may have been before. Yes, you may still experience being hypersensitive. Yes, you may have times where you're feeling that hypersensitivity is still over hypersensitive, and you're still overreacting to certain things. But that's not the point. The point is right now is recognizing and having the gratitude to see the progress you have made, that you actually are experiencing times of putting the baton down sometimes, putting the defences down sometimes, being at more peace. There's the gratitude to be focusing on. Therefore, identifying easier where the other conflict has been occurring, how this other conflict has been occurring, hence the bonus of the moon, new moon coming up, illuminating these conflicts, and you just literally being able to be stronger to know that this is a clear conflict. This is a clear conflict. Therefore, don't want it anymore. They're not coming to me. with peace in their heart, or peace in their words, or peace in their energy. Therefore, this is no longer continuing. That's got to come to an end. Hence, then increasing your security, choosing the safe harbour for now. If you can't come to me after all of this that's been happening, after all I've said, after all I've been explaining to you, you still can't come to me in a peaceful manner, it's done. It's done. And okay, some parts you might not even want to be communicating with anymore. You're literally retreating. Like I just said it now, it's done. Taking the energy back, retrieving the communication back, silencing certain things, stopping certain things. 8 of Wands, upside down. That power, that energy that was given before to explain, to communicate, upside down. It's stopped. You're holding it in for yourself. You're not wasting your energy anymore. This is a fabulous reading. Looking forward to doing the masculine reading, which I'm going to be doing straight after this one. So subscribe, please join me, and look forward to seeing you in the masculine reading. Hope you got something from this. November readings are up. So look at your playlist of your, what if you go by the chart, you can look at the playlist for each zodiac sign and look at your November readings now. So for now, divine feminine reading, divine masculine reading coming. Peace and love.